We are in storm mode here at News Channel 13. We're finding rain and snow right now, but this all changes over to snow later today. That's coming with some damaging wind potential. Have the latest on our blizzard warnings coming up.
Plus, Hannah Knudsen is keeping an eye on all the school closures and delays we have this morning.
And Colby Crossley is live out in our mobile storm tracker, giving us an up-close look at the changing road conditions, the reason why so many are going to be staying home today.
Plus, a man is dead after a shooting in Colorado Springs, the latest on the investigation.
You're watching KRDO News Channel 13, where the news comes first. Your news starts right now.
Good morning, Colorado. It's 5 o'clock on Wednesday, March 13th, and we're in storm mode.
We are. We're hunkered down to bring you all the information so that you can be planning your day in the best way possible. Thanks so much for joining us. Let's take you outside, give you a look this morning as we continue with our storm mode coverage. This is a view in Woodland Park, and right there you can see the sheen on the roadways, meaning that they are going to be slick out there. But it does look like right now they're still kind of a little bit rainy. Maybe some snow mixed in. Of course, Katie Donovan's the one who's breaking it all down for us, telling us exactly what we're going to get as this storm moves through. Let's go over to her.
Yeah, thanks so much, Shannon. We're seeing wet snow in Teller County this morning, so a lot of this still melting as it hits the roadways. But later this afternoon, colder air is going to start to work in, and those winds are really going to ramp up quite a bit. So blizzard warnings out through 10 o'clock this morning through 6 a.m. Thursday for the Palmer Divide. They expire here in Colorado Springs at about 4 o'clock today. But wind gusts between 50, 70 miles per hour. We have winter storm warnings up in Teller County, so gusts could be around 50, 60 miles per hour there. And we are expecting some heavy snow accumulation as well. So this storm, no joke today. Right now, it's really just wet out there. Seeing some pretty significant rainfall through Colorado Springs up into Peyton, even down into Fountain, and then further south, ongoing snow over the southern mountains here back into Costilla County near Alamosa. But again, colder air is going to start to work in. That's going to change everything over to snow as we head towards the mid-late morning today. Right now, winds really not gusting too bad. Seeing gusts near 41 miles per hour in Springfield, but here locally, winds only gusting around 15, 20. But that will change today, I think, especially after 10 o'clock this morning. So that will allow for that blowing snow through the afternoon. Temperatures will be falling all day today. So the warmest part of the day is going to be in the morning, feeling more wintry later on this afternoon. We're going to be talking about the timing of this storm and the snow totals coming up. But right now, Hannah Knudsen's in, tracking how things are impacting your drive this morning.
Thank you, Katie. Seen a lot of that wet pavement as well as a lot of school closures this morning. Let's get through this. Colorado Springs D11 closed, Academy D20, Falcon D49, Harrison D2, Cheyenne Mountain D12 all closed as well. And the list continues this morning. We're tracking some more closures as we continue the morning on. Looking now, we are seeing Manitou closed, Woodland Park closed, Cripple Creek, Peyton, Calhan. Now, looking at this, Lewis Palmer, D38, D3, D8, all closed. Pueblo D60 and Pueblo County D70 remain open. If we get word on those closures or delays, we will be sure to update this list. Now, again, seeing a lot of that wet pavement around Colorado Springs. Also looking at our travel tracker, I'm tracking 13 outbound cancellations out of the Colorado Springs airport. But right now I want to send things to the road where we are seeing Colby Crossley in our mobile storm tracker. Colby, what are you seeing?
Well, we're here in Teller County, and if you take a flip around, you can see that the snow is really starting to come down now as we speak. And as we were driving to Teller County, we could see a significant drop in temperature. In the Springs, it was still in the 40s, but by the time we got to Woodland Park, it was about 33 degrees. Now, another thing that we're seeing right now is a pretty thick layer of fog that's kind of just sitting over the city of Woodland Park, making some places a lot less visible than others, so that's also something to keep in mind. Now, Katie tells me that they're at Woodland Park and Teller County are expecting somewhere around 5 to 10 inches today. But as of right now, that snow really isn't sticking to these roads. I'd imagine that the roads are still pretty warm from the warm spell that we got yesterday and that rain that was falling earlier. So as of right now, the snow is not sticking, but it is starting to come down, and it is starting to come down pretty consistently. So we're going to keep you updated here in Teller County with the latest on this. But for now, I'll send it back to you guys. In Teller County, I'm Colby Crossley, KRDO News Channel 13.
All right, thank you for that, Colby. It goes without saying road crews are taking this storm seriously, with plow operations cranking it up at both the city and county levels. Now, our KRDO storm trackers say this storm could certainly be the biggest storm in terms of overall impact. CDOT also rolling out in full force. They say they'll be running 20 trucks in El Paso County alone. However, due to the rain with the system, crews had to hold off on laying down de-icers. So we'll have to see how this all plays out when the weather, the really bad weather, hits us later on today. And remember, you can stay ahead of all of our winter weather with the Storm Tracker 13 weather app. The app is free to download. Don't forget, we'll have team coverage all day long on the networks of KRDO, including live updates every 30 minutes during regularly scheduled programming.
Now moving to this, some other news. One man is in custody after a deadly shooting in Colorado Springs. This happened around 8:30 last night at the Winewood Village apartment complex near Austin Bluffs and Barnes. The victim was pronounced dead at the scene. His name has not been released. Within minutes, officers detained a man nearby who's described now as a person of interest. It's unclear if the two men knew each other or if this was a random shooting. If confirmed as a homicide, this would be the third one in Colorado Springs this year. As expected, El Paso County commissioners have voted to stand up against the state's proposed red flag bill if it does get passed. County leaders voted in favor of preserving the Second Amendment, they say, and opposing the bill that aims to take guns out of the hands of people going through mental health crises. Commissioners will also support the sheriff in challenging the red flag bill if passed. Commissioners did hear from people on both sides of the debate before casting their votes. Two other counties, Douglas and Dolores, also passed resolutions yesterday signaling their opposition to the red flag bill if it becomes law. That brings the number of counties opposing the bill to 18, with several others still considering a similar move.
A simple act of kindness leads a little girl to connect with a stranger that she's never met before.
That's right. What this little girl did that brought her mother to tears.
And here's a look at our radar. Again, we are in storm mode today thanks to blizzard conditions predicted later this afternoon. Right now, we're just seeing rain and a rain-snow mix in most places through the Pikes Peak region. Talk about the rest of the day and this blizzard ongoing coming up next. 5:07. Welcome back. Just a reminder, we are in storm mode today. We'll start with a live look from our Parkview Medical Center neighborhood weather network camera. Actually looking pretty dry here at 16th Street in Midtown Circle. Maybe a few sprinkles flying, but overcast conditions starting things out today. Pueblo, you're actually going to escape the bulk of the snowfall, but really going to be seeing a whole lot of wind later this afternoon. The temperatures right now are really mild, and we're not going to get much warmer today. Temperatures actually falling as we head through the daytime. So these 40s and 50s, they're only going to be here for a few hours, and then once that colder air starts to work in, things are really going to start to cool off later today. That's going to be ushered in by some stronger winds, actually seeing some increasing wind speeds right now. So winds sustained anywhere from 5 to 30 miles per hour as you head out towards the southeast corner of the state. So this is a look at our water vapor loop. It shows us where moisture is. Anywhere we're finding green on the map, that's where a lot of that moisture is present in the atmosphere. So you can see that surge coming into Colorado, and that's going to be the fuel for a lot of that moisture coming with some of those heavier snow totals today. So we have blizzard warnings out, winter storm warnings, and winter weather advisories here in the whole state, seeing some kind of active weather alert today. So we'll be talking about the ongoing blizzard conditions coming up here, but right now I'll send things over to Hannah Knudsen. She is tracking your morning commute and school closings today.
Thank you, Katie. Looking at the roadways now, here's a look at I-25 and North Academy Boulevard, seeing a lot of that wet pavement and splashback this morning, but this isn't slowing drivers down right now. We are seeing speeds on the interstate around 65 miles per hour, and taking that drive time now, Colorado Springs to Castle Rock, 38 minutes right now on I-25 going north with that average speed of 65 miles per hour. Now, should you go 65? Probably not. Take it slow. Take it easy this morning. Give yourself plenty of extra time. Now, I know we all know how to drive in the rain, but here are a few reminders. Turn your headlights on, turn your cruise control off, and give vehicles more space. That's a look at the roads. Rob and Shannon, back to you.
Okay, Hannah, thank you. Coming up, social media can sometimes be a wonderful thing.
Yeah, it sure can. How it led to some booming business for a new donut shop that was previously a ghost town.
And of course, we're staying on top of this wintry weather as we take a look. This is a live look in the city of Colorado Springs, looking at I-25. And look at that splashback coming as you go through this very wet roadway. And you're going to be experiencing some ponding there on the roadway and on the pavement, so make sure you watch out. Make sure you give yourself plenty of braking distance, and this is going to be turning to snow very shortly. We're sticking with our weather coverage here on Good Morning Colorado. 5:14 is your time right now. Well, today is shaping up to be one of the biggest snowstorms of the year.
Yeah, KRDO News Channel 13's Colby Crossley is live out on the roads tracking the conditions in Teller County. And Colby, looks like the wife stuff is coming down.
That's right, Rob. That rain has turned into snow, and it is starting to actually stick here now in Teller County. Now, we're driving on Highway 24 through Woodland Park, and the main road here looks great so far. It's just wet. But as we were driving some of the side streets, getting out to 24, we noticed that it was starting to stick to some cars on the side of the road. It was starting to stick to the sidewalks. You can see that it's starting to stick to the median a little bit. So it is starting to stick, and this is just the beginning. Right now, the roads might look great, but like Katie told us earlier, Teller County is expected to get about 5 to 10 inches of snow. So this is just the beginning, and it's only going to get worse. Now, another thing that we're seeing this morning as we're starting to drive towards Divide area, there's definitely a layer of fog that's thickening, so be aware of that as well. But we're going to continue to keep tracking the conditions out here and the mobile storm trackers, so keep tuning back into us. With that, I'll send it back to you in Teller County. I'm Colby Crossley, KRDO News Channel 13.
Okay, and looking at that footage, you can understand why so many school districts around southern Colorado decide to make the decision preemptively yesterday that today they were just going to keep things shut down. Kids could stay home, things could be safe, buses wouldn't be out in this kind of weather.
Better to be safe than sorry.
Right, indeed. Well, business is booming for a new donut shop in Texas, all thanks to the power of social media.
Yeah, Billy Bai tweeted on Saturday, "My dad is sad because no one is coming to his new donut shop." He shared a photo of the empty store and parking lot, but Billy's dad, he wasn't sad for too long. The tweet went viral and the customers started pouring on in. They sold out of donuts on Sunday. Then on Monday, the official Twitter, look at all those people. Then on Monday, the official Twitter account got involved, tweeting, "You donut want to miss out on Billy's, and neither do we." Twitter then bought out the entire shop for customers on Monday as well. Sadness turning to smiles, as you can see in that picture. Billy said he was overwhelmed by all the support he got from a simple tweet.
That's
the power of social media. We've had a lot of those stories this week where usually social media, there's a lot of trolls and
things
people
that could go wrong,
kind of going the negative route, but we've seen a lot of positivity this week on Twitter, on Facebook, so it's really great to see that there actually is some humanity on Facebook and Twitter as well.
I love that, and there's nothing worse than an empty donut shop. I mean, those donuts are just begging to be eaten.
Yeah, forget that South Beach diet. Let's go on the donut diet, right?
Where are the donuts here?
I don't know. I guess that was my job. Now to a little girl's act of kindness that moved her mother to tears.
Now, this might look like a typical moment, a child helping out at the supermarket checkout, but it was anything but typical for this mom and daughter. You see, 9-year-old Lily has special needs and challenges, and her mom says she rarely interacts with strangers the way she did right here. Now, Isaac, the cashier, had noticed Lily was watching him intently, and when he asked, "Does she want to help?" she said yes. And she bagged each item one by one. And then Lily suddenly said this to Isaac.
"I just love you. I love you."
Oh, Lily's mom was so moved. They came back with a handmade card and a hug for Isaac. Look at that. I think you could see the look on her face, and that really says it all.
You know, Isaac probably has a warm soul, right? The little girl recognized that, felt comfortable, and it's just great to see.
You know, everyone's in customer service. When you look at that,
this is true.
You know, going
but
through
some
the checkout
people
line.
just have that innate ability to connect with people.
True.
And sometimes people with special needs. All right, getting back into storm mode now. Here's a live look at Powers and Woodman. And there's a lot of moisture in the air and starting to get on the lens there on our camera on Powers and Woodman. And let's send it on over now to Katie Donovan, who's been tracking this storm for the better part of a week. Katie?
Yeah, thanks so much, Rob. You can feel the moisture in the air. It's a very humid start to the morning here. And actually seeing the rain coming down in buckets in some places in Colorado Springs. So we need the moisture so much, but it's really going to cause some problems later today. We've got snow ongoing in parts of Teller County, really wet snow, some heavier snow over the southern mountains, rain in Walsenburg and Trinidad. So we've got blizzard warnings out for Colorado Springs from 10 until 4 o'clock today. And then the Palmer Divide under blizzard warning from 10 until 6 a.m. tomorrow. Widespread wind gusts in this area between 50-70 miles per hour, and we'll have the winter storm warning for Teller County. So gusts between about 50 and 60 miles per hour there. We're also going to see some heavier accumulating snow. So winter weather advisories out in purple here for parts of Fremont County, Custer, Huerfano, Los Animas County, higher terrain areas. Those are out through 6 o'clock tomorrow morning due to snow accumulation, and we also have high wind warnings out for all of southern Colorado. So not everyone's seeing the snow element to this storm here, but everyone's going to be feeling those 70-mile-an-hour winds today. Future wind gusts showing the increasing wind past 10 o'clock this morning when those winter storm alerts, a lot of them go into place. So by noon today, definitely seeing gusts between about 40 and 50 miles per hour, and then the core of the really strong wind starts to move in. I think that's going to be between about 2 and 4 today. So at this point, seeing about 50 to 70 mile per hour winds, especially east of El Paso County. So really potential for some damaging wind today. Once a wind gust exceeds 58 miles per hour, that's when the lines start coming down. You start seeing power outages, and that is when we start to see the potential for downed tree branches. So please do not be driving in this today if you don't have to be. Winds sticking with us at least through 6 o'clock tomorrow morning over Monument Hill. Futurecast showing this changeover to snow as we head past 9-10 o'clock. So there's that colder air starting to work in. Still seeing the showers a little bit further south along Highway 50, and then everybody in snow as we head towards 5 o'clock in the evening. So widespread snow for the evening drive. When you combine that with the wind, we'll be seeing the whiteout conditions, especially through El Paso County up into Denver. And then those snow showers start to wind down as we head towards 6 a.m. tomorrow, as well as the wind. So by 6 o'clock tomorrow, we should be out of the woods here. Future snowfall showing about 6 to 12 inches in Monument. More widespread snow totals between about 5 and 10 parts of Teller County. Cutoff's going to be pretty sharp here as you head down into Colorado Springs. So you're going to notice less and less snow, especially as you head south to Pueblo. I think Pueblo probably going to escape the snow element of the storm almost completely here. I'm forecasting a trace to 2 inches. A little bit more as you head back into Fremont County where those winter weather advisories are in place. See about 4 to 8 inches in lower elevations around Kuchara, Stonewall, and then higher peaks in that area, picking up over about a foot of snow, 10 to 12 inches of snow accumulation. So Woodland Park, you're on a weather alert through tomorrow because of this active weather, this storm coming in. And then Friday into the weekend, we've got 30s and 40s in the forecast. Canyon City, you're also going to be feeling some 40s and 50s over the weekend with sunshine and some scattered clouds. Pueblo, you'll see a sunny weekend, so looking a lot better, feeling a little bit more like spring here as we head into Sunday and Monday, especially upper 50s to low 60s. And in Colorado Springs, we have weather alerts out through tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 40s and 50s in the forecast. So getting into more sunshine, be dry on Monday. And then as we head into Tuesday, look for a rain snow mix with a high of about 53 in the afternoon. We'll send things to Hannah Knutson now. She's tracking school closings for you this morning.
Thank you, Katie. Yes, seeing a handful of districts closed today. D11, Academy D20, Falcon D49, Harrison D2, Cheyenne Mountain D12, all closed this morning. The list continues with Manitou, Woodland Park, Cripple Creek, Peyton, and Calhoun. We are also seeing Lewis Palmer D38, Widefield D3, Fountain Fort Carson D8, all closed as well. Pueblo D60, Pueblo County D70 remain open. Again, if those change, we will be sure to update this list. You can always go to krdo.com for the latest closures and delays. Robin, Shannon, back to you.
All right, thank you for that, Hannah. You know times are tough when instead of catching criminals, Spider-Man is the criminal.
What? What this Peter Parker imposter was caught stealing.
Welcome back. Well, fighting crime must not pay very well because Spider-Man was caught stealing from a liquor store in Florida. A man in a Spider-Man mask stole more than $150 worth of liquor and more than $400 worth of cigarettes. He first tried to break into the store without a mask, and then he returned with the great idea of, hey, I'll wear a Spider-Man mask instead. And as you can imagine, he was arrested pretty quickly.
Well, now we're going down under for this next caught on camera moment. This video showing two boys in Australia going on a vandalism spree at a car dealership. Now, the boys, who are just 10 and 13, damaged more than 15 cars at this Toyota place, totaling more than $100,000 in damage done. Now, the dealer says the damage will take more than a month to repair, but we're guessing the police are going to catch them pretty quickly because they didn't realize that the cameras caught the entire thing.
Well, your donations paid for life-saving gear in Pueblo for Pueblo officers and deputies.
That's right. We'll show you the moment that they were presented with that new gear. But first, here's today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, an SUV for the moon.
Toyota has unveiled a rover it plans to send to the moon with Japan's space agency. The country plans to send astronauts to the moon in a decade. The rover is designed to hold 2 people and runs on solar power. An alleged scammer is under arrest for selling stolen login details.
The 21-year-old Australian man is accused of making more than $200,000 through those sales. He allegedly ran a website that sold Netflix, Spotify, and Hulu logins stolen from nearly 1 million accounts. And a Texas company hopes a 3D printer can help solve the affordable housing crisis.
Austin-based Icon says the Vulcan 2 can print out a 500-square-foot home in a day, but as much as half the cost of normal construction. The goal to build 100 homes this year. Incredible. Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
You're watching KRDO News Channel 13, where the news comes first. Your news starts right now.
Good morning, Colorado. Your time right now is 5:31 on this Wednesday, March 13th.
Yeah, thanks for joining us on this day in which we're going to get hit with some serious winter weather. Now, if you're just joining us, we want to let you know a major storm is making its way to right here in southern Colorado. You're looking at file video from a storm that hit in February of 2016. We're showing you this because today's storm is shaping up to be very similar, only with the potential of even stronger winds. You could be seeing a lot of scenes just like this where you live, especially for people along the Eastern Plains, the Palmer Divide, and our higher elevations. So let's go on over to Katie Donovan, who's been tracking this storm for the better part of this week. Katie?
All right, thanks so much, Rob. Yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot of snow and wind for some areas today. Not everyone's seeing the snow element, but everyone feeling the wind. Right now, snowy conditions in Cripple Creek. You can see sticking to the roadway, some of the street lamps here. So places in the mountains have the better opportunity for seeing that snow early on. This is a wider look at this storm here. It's going to be tracking off to the north as we go through the day today. So because of that, the National Weather Service has issued blizzard warnings, winter storm warnings, and winter weather advisories all the way up into North Dakota and Minnesota. So this storm is really going to make an impact on a lot of people here over the next day or so. Right now, winds gusting to around 41 miles per hour here in Springfield, starting to see those gusts to around 30 in Colorado Springs. So slowly but surely, these winds are really going to increase through the daytime. Right now, we're pretty mild. We've got 40s and 50s around this state, but that colder air coming in with that wind, so that'll gradually change everything over to snow as we head towards 9, 10 o'clock. I think by that point, we're seeing more snow here in Colorado Springs. Everyone getting in on some snow as we head past 3 o'clock today, but winds really ramping up as we head past 10, so that'll start creating those whiteout conditions through lunchtime and into the mid-afternoon hours today. We'll send thanks to Hannah Knutson now. She has been tracking your school closings and traffic this morning.
Thank you, Katie. We start this half-hour accident-free in southern Colorado. Take it slow, take it easy this morning. Seeing a lot of wet pavement. This CDOT camera covered in water this morning just north of the Colorado Springs Airport at Powers and Platt. And getting to the school closures now, we're seeing a handful of closures. Colorado Springs, D11, D20, D49, D2, Cheyenne Mountain, D12. Good news, kiddos. School is closed today for those schools. Manitou, Woodland Park, Cripple Creek, Peyton, and Calhan also closed. And seeing closures continue with Lewis Palmer, D38, Widefield, D3, Fountain Fort Carson, D8, Pueblo, D60, and Pueblo County, D70. Those 2 schools remain open. Again, if those change, we will update this. You can always go to krdo.com for the latest list of closures and delays. Looking at our flight tracker right now, this is outbound flights out of the Colorado Springs Airport. 0 delays, but 13 cancellations at DIA today. Over 1,000 inbound and outbound delays and cancellations. Check your flight status if you are traveling. Sending things now to Colby Crosley, who's traveling around southern Colorado in our mobile storm tracker. Colby, where are you and what are you seeing?
Well, Hannah, we are currently in Divide, where it is snowing, and it has been snowing consistently now for at least the last 30 to 40 minutes, but it's still not sticking. It is sticking to the sidewalks, if you can see that. And as we were driving up to Divide, there were moments in the road where it was sticking to the road, but then it would get wet again. This will definitely change as the day goes on. We can see about 5 to 10 inches here in Teller County, so something to be aware of as you're heading. If you are heading to work, you might be one of the lucky ones that has the day off. So something to keep in mind. Definitely the roadways aren't going to be great as the morning continues, but we're going to keep you updated out here. As of right now, the roads, they're not in bad shape. There is some standing water due to that rain that we had, but again, it's not sticking too bad and it's not too slick yet. So as of right now, the roads aren't bad, but that snow is coming down and it is starting to stick on the sides of the road. So we'll keep you updated with that, but for now, I'll send it back to you in Teller County. I'm Colby Crosley, KRDO News Channel 13.
All right, and we're all prepared for how that is going to change, and we'll continue bringing you updates throughout the morning here on Good Morning Colorado. Turning to some other news now, our Shield 616 Protect the Protectors telethon was more than a month ago, and hundreds of you called in to help our first responders in Pueblo County, and last night they were presented their new gear. The presentation taking place at the Weisbrod Aircraft Museum, the same spot as the telethon, which alone raised $143,000, turning into 103 active shooter kits. Now, these kits come with riot helmets, first aid kits, and vests capable of stopping bullets from high-powered rifles. Enough money has been raised to equip a quarter of law enforcement in Pueblo County, but Shield 616 needs your help to outfit all the officers and deputies in Pueblo. You can find out how by heading to krdo.com. Katie?
All right, thanks, Shannon. Here's a look at those current wind gusts right now. Seeing gusts anywhere between 10 and 40 miles per hour around southern Colorado, but winds really on the increase later on today. So we're going to be talking about those high wind warnings, how strong those gusts will be this afternoon, and what kind of damage you might be looking for this afternoon. That's coming up next, 5:37. Good morning, welcome back. It is 5:39. We are in storm mode here at KRDO News Channel 13 thanks to blizzard conditions later on today and some damaging wind potential. Right now, radar is showing widespread rain through the Pikes Peak region, up and down I-25, places east. Further west into Teller County, you're going to start to find a wet snow, and we're now finding snow starting to mix in with a lot of that rain up over the Monument area. Further south into Fremont County, you've got a little bit of rain in Canyon City. You head back towards Slida, mostly snow. And then south, widespread rain between Walsenburg, Trinidad, all the way up into Fowler, La Junta, and then we've got some ongoing snow a little bit further west around the La Veta Valley. So high wind warnings are out for southern Colorado. These expire at 6 a.m. tomorrow, but winds could gust as high as 70 miles per hour through the daytime in all of our yellow boxes here. So that is a concern for some damaging wind. We're going to be seeing those winds really starting to increase past noon today. I think the worst of it's going to be between about noon and 4 o'clock, those 70-mile-an-hour wind potential, and that will stick with us through the evening commute. Those really high winds through tomorrow morning. We are finding a lot of that strong wind, mainly over the Palmer Divide and out over the plains, but again, things calming down following 6 o'clock tomorrow. So watch out for down power lines today, potential for power outages and down tree branches. If you have to be on the roads, would not recommend driving at all today through the Pikes Peak region. We'll send things to Hannah Knutson now. She's got your Waze report.
Thank you, Katie. A Wazer is reporting fog in Castle Rock this morning. Now just south of there on I-25 near Monument Hill, there is a car stop that was reported 16 minutes ago by a Wazer. Now Monument Hill, CDOT is warning to use caution through that stretch of the roadway because it is the highest point on I-25 in the Colorado corridor, on the I-25 corridor in the state of Colorado. If blizzard conditions get to the point where high winds create whiteout conditions, CDOT may close the road for safety reasons. In this area, I-25 over Monument Hill, they do not suggest drivers driving through this stretch of the land. Of course, we will continue to bring you updates. Be sure to join the KRDO Traffic Trackers Waze team so you can bring us updates. Download the Waze app, W-A-Z-E. It's all free. Once you have a profile set up, click the search bar, then click your profile picture, scroll down to where you see teams. KRDO traffic trackers will appear. Click join team. It's that simple, especially on days like today with these weather conditions. If you are hitting the roads and when it's safe to do so, let us know how the roads are where you are. Robin, Shannon, back to you.
Okay, and we've seen those conditions be so bad. You and I both living around here where they actually do have to close off I-25. So watch out for any tapers that you might see if CDOT decides to put those out and detour people off the highway.
Yeah, if you're heading north, you might think, oh, it's not so bad. Then you get in that Monument area and it changes drastically.
Right.
Well, just be careful out there.
Well, a man runs into a burning home right in front of firefighters.
Find out what caused him to run back inside coming up. Welcome back. Today is shaping up to be one of the biggest snowstorms of the year.
And we're monitoring it here at KRDO, and we have KRDO News Channel 13's Colby Crossley live out in the roads, and you're right outside, it appears, in Teller County. Colby, what are you seeing there?
That's right, Shannon. We're in between Divide and Woodland Park here in Teller County. We just wanted to show you how that snow is coming down and actually starting to stick to the roads here in Teller County. As you can see, it is starting to collect and it is definitely starting to stick. Now this is, it was 40 degrees earlier this morning, and it didn't take more than an hour for the snow to start sticking to the roads out here in Teller County. Now even saying Teller County is expected to get about 5 to 10 inches of snow, so something to be aware of. And you can see that snow is really starting to come down here. And it is only the beginning. This is just the start of it. It's only going to get worse from here. So again, we're going to be out here on the roads. We're going to be tracking the conditions for you here in Teller County all day long. We're also going to be out on the roads in Colorado Springs when the weather starts to pick up there as well. We're under a blizzard warning there, a winter storm warning here. So get ready to buckle up because it's going to be a cold and snowy day. With that though, I'll send it back to you in Teller County. I'm Colby Crossley, KRDO News Channel 13.
Look at how thickly that's coming down, and Katie's term for it, evaporative cooling, and that's what's causing that, and now the snow sticking there, and we should all be prepared for that.
Yeah, and this is only the beginning. It's going to get worse as the day goes on, and then the winds are going to pick up, and that's going to really make it like blizzard-like conditions.
So stay safe out there.
Caught on camera, a man runs into his burning home to save his dog trapped inside.
Now watch as Jose Guzman rushed past firefighters and back into his burning home. Apparently his dog was still missing and he wanted to find him. Later on, they both emerged safe.
I was not scared. I wasn't thinking about it. I was just thinking about getting here.
Well, the family wasn't home when the fire broke out, so when Jose got there and ran inside, he realized that Cabana's dog house had burned down, but he found the dog hiding in the bathroom, the only part of the house that hadn't burned yet. With his adrenaline pumping, Jose didn't realize until afterwards that he had burns on his face and hands. Cabana was scorched on her nose and paws, but otherwise everyone's okay.
I think anybody would do that, especially if you're coming onto the scene and you realize that your house is on fire and your dog is nowhere to be found.
It's a member of your family.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, right now, getting back into our storm mode, let's take a look at Monument. And we have been seeing the snow come down along Monument Hill, but still looks pretty slick on the roads in terms of more wet than snow cover. But we are continuing to monitor this. As Katie said, we're going to be seeing things change. Let's go over to her now.
Yeah, once we get past sunrise, things really going to start changing very drastically here. So that's why we are in storm mode today. We have blizzard warnings out, and we're going to be seeing continued rain and snow through the morning hours before this changes over to all snow. So right now we've got rain through the Pikes Peak region and then some snow up into Teller County, gradually starting to change over to all snow as things really start to cool off up there. And then we have some snow ongoing a little bit further south. Walsenburg, Trinidad, places out towards Kim, seeing mainly rain. This is a good soaking rain. So finding some good moisture here out of this storm. We do have winter weather alerts out for Colorado, quite a few actually. Blizzard warnings out for El Paso County. Those going to affect at 10 o'clock this morning due to gusts between 50 and 70 miles per hour, and where Colby Crossley has winter storm warnings in Teller County. Those going to affect at 10 as well. Wrap up at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. So wind not going to be as strong in Teller County, but we're still going to be seeing the treacherous travel and some of that heavier snow accumulation. Further south into Fremont County, winter weather weather advisories, and those go all the way south towards western Los Animas County. Those currently in place, and they wrap up at 6 o'clock tomorrow. Not everyone's going to be seeing the snow element of the storm. I can't stress this enough. Blizzards aren't about snow. They're about the wind. So everyone's seeing the potential for gusts between 50 and 70 miles per hour today. So high wind warnings out for southern Colorado through 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. And we've been talking about it all morning here. Winds really starting to increase, especially past noon today. So widespread gusts between 40, 50 miles per hour around noon. And then I think by 3 o'clock today, the core of that really strong wind's going to be pushing into the area. So by this point, seeing gust potential between 50 and 70 miles per hour. Notice how we're still seeing those powerful winds as we head towards 7, 8 o'clock in the evening, especially east of I-25. And now places over Monument Hill out over the eastern plains seeing some stronger winds tomorrow morning, likely seeing some gusts to around 30, 40 miles per hour through 6, and then following that, gonna get rid of the wind. But we'll track out the rain and snow for you here. 9 o'clock in the morning, finding a lot of rain a little bit further south along Highway 50. As we advance this between 9 and noon, some of that colder air is going to start to work in. So as more and more snow falls, the snow levels are going to start to drop. So lower elevations seeing potential for snow. And then by 5 o'clock, I think everybody in all snow here in southern Colorado. Still seeing some snow showers through El Paso County through 9, midnight tonight. And then following that, we're going to get rid of the snow through 6 o'clock tomorrow. So we are going to see some pretty hefty snow totals up around the Palmer Divide. 6 inches to a foot there, about 5 to 10 inches in Teller County, and the snow even less as you head to Colorado Springs. So the cutoff between heavy snow and light snow is going to be pretty significant here. South towards Pueblo, almost nothing. A trace to 2 inches there. A little bit more as you head towards Texas Creek, Westcliff, and then into southern Colorado here towards the New Mexico border, finding about 4 to 8 inches around Cuchara. Trace to 2 around Branson and Kim. Your 7-day forecast does bring sunshine for the weekend. Highs in the 40s over the next part of the weekend there, and then Monday still looking pretty mild. Canyon City are also going to find some sunshine this weekend. 40s and 50s, and then a little bit of rain and snow as you head into next Tuesday. Pueblo, you'll find warmer temperatures this weekend as well. 50s to near 60 in as you head into Monday. And in Colorado Springs, your 7-day forecast here. We've got some sunshine in for Friday. So a lot of melting snow into the weekend. What does accumulate here in Springs? Temperatures will be in the 50s, and we stick with those 50-degree temperatures Monday and Tuesday. So look for some rain initially on Tuesday, likely mixing with some snowflakes in the afternoon. We'll send thanks to Hannah Knutson now, who's tracking your school closures and delays this morning.
Thank you, Katie. Getting right to our list this morning. We've been tracking this all morning. Colorado Springs D11, Academy D20, Falcon D49, Harrison D2, Cheyenne Mountain D12, all closed today. The list continues with Manitou, Woodland Park, Cripple Creek, Peyton, and Calhoun closed as well. Lewis Palmer D38, Widefield D3, Fountain Fort Carson D8. Good news, kiddos, you do not have school in those districts, but Pueblo D60 and Pueblo County D70 still remain open today. Again, if that changes, we will continue to bring you updates. Tracking those wet roadways now in Colorado Springs. We continue to be accident free, but we can see traffic starting to build around the Cimarron Hills area at Highway 24 and Mark Shuffle this morning. And looking south now on the interstate, here's a look around the Stratmore Hills area. We can see traffic really building, but this isn't slowing drivers down. We are seeing 65 miles per hour on the interstate right now. Would I suggest going 65? No, take it slow, take it easy, give vehicles extra space around you. Now looking at our travel tracker now, this is outbound flights out of the Colorado Springs Airport, 0 delays, 13 cancellations. Out of DIA today, over 1,000 delays and cancellations for inbound and outbound flights.
So, you know, if you're traveling, you better check and call the airlines because it's going to be pretty bad out there.
And airlines themselves are canceling. Southwest, United, Frontier have already canceled a ton of flights today. So.
I met a lady yesterday. She was on her way to Cancun today, leaving out of the Springs, and she thought, oh, we're going to be fine. She said, have fun with the blizzard. And now, unfortunately,
yes, there are some
flights getting out.
And that hopefully
so
she's on one of those. But yeah, there's a handful that are canceled.
It's going to get worse as the day goes on.
Exactly. Yep.
All right, thank you. One of the biggest media mergers ever is about to close.
Find out when the Disney 21st Century Fox merger will finally be a done deal.
Welcome back. Two entertainment titans are about to merge into one. Disney says their merger with 21st Century Fox will take effect on March 20th. The $71 billion deal was made last summer. Under it, Disney will pick up the 21st Century Fox movie studio and controlling stake in Hulu and several cable channels. The rest of what was 21st Century Fox will become a new company simply called Fox, and that will include the Fox Broadcast Network, Fox Sports, and Fox News Channel.
Nearly a week after Alex Trebek revealed that he has stage 4 pancreatic cancer, the Jeopardy host is back at work. Yesterday was the first scheduled production day at the game show since the announcement. When Trebek told the world about his diagnosis, he promised he would win his cancer battle and keep working, saying in a playful tone that he has to because he's under contract through 2022, trying to make the best of a tough situation.
We wish the best for him. Walt Disney Studios has released the official trailer of its upcoming Aladdin remake. Yeah, the live-action version of this animated classic stars Naomi Scott playing Princess Jasmine, while Will Smith plays the genie. It appears the movie will keep some of the music from the original from 1992, including A Whole New World, which won an Oscar and a Grammy. Aladdin will be in theaters on May 24th.
Several college coaches, school admissions employees, and even Hollywood actors snared up in serious legal trouble.
Yeah, we're taking a deeper dive into a college admissions scandal. That's coming up.
And we're in snore mode here at KRDO, I-25 and Guard of the Gods, showing wet roads, but as those roads cool and as the colder temperature weather moves in, we're going to be seeing that move over to snow. So stay right here on KRDO News Channel 13.
Thanks for watching Southern Colorado's most watched local news.